Well, South Africa's suspension of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine comes as the country battles a second wave of COVID-19 infections. Earlier, we spoke to Dr. Angelique Coetzee about how concerned South Africans should be about the suspension. Dr. Coetzee is the chairperson of South Africa's Medical Association.
Okay, so far in South Africa, we have vaccinated nearly 300,000 healthcare workers, and we haven't received any complaints of adverse reactions of blood clots so far. It's not to say that we will not encounter them going forward if we start to roll out this process to the bigger and broader public out there. But for now, it's not really a problem in South Africa, but we will look at the scientific data. So adverse reactions is not something that is uncommon to us. But if you look again at the at 6 people out of 7 million, it's really not a huge number. It's actually, from a medical point of view, for us, we will still, you're still supposed to continue because it's really not going to make a huge impact on anyone. Remember what they did in England with the AstraZeneca, because there's much more clearer data that AstraZeneca is also responsible for some of the clotting that they have seen. And they then decided against whether they should vaccinate the elderly people or with AstraZeneca or take the chance of them getting COVID-19. And if you look at the stats, then it's far much more easier and better to vaccinate your people than take the risk of them getting COVID-19 and die from it. Well, because South Africa got their own or our own variant that was causing our second wave and is still going around in South Africa, we only have at this current stage 3 vaccines with enough data against the efficacy of those vaccines towards the COVID-19 pandemic caused by this second strain of us. And the 3 ones are Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, and Moderna. Moderna so far had not applied to South Africa, and we are going to get our Pfizer vaccines in within the next 2 weeks. So we are in a difficult position regarding only left with Pfizer vaccine going forward. And we all know as well that Pfizer is going to have its own logistical problems with a rollout. So from South Africa's side, we will need to look at the data, the scientific data, and we need to make a call whether this vaccine would still be applicable and for our people in our country. We understand that the United States and Europe now at this moment in time also suspended, but they have a lot of other vaccines that they can use in their countries, and they are much richer than our country, so they can afford much more vaccine variety than we can in South Africa.